before I applied, I really knew that
You'll get
this
it.
time it's more likely. Yes. The idea was, if I want somebody to be interested in me, what do I do? Like, what can you do differently from what other people do so that
Yeah.
somebody can be interested in what you are saying? They all wanted to work with me. They all wanted to have me in their labs. But me, I'll not spend even 1 minute in Sacramento or in Davis on Friday. Friday after 5, I'm home. I will always go home. The reason is because as I tried to get to the school, now I met a professor who was very committed about me as a person. He was extremely committed to me and my growth. And I met other people through the research I was doing, and I was like, okay, I think I like this place. I didn't want any other place. I mean, I didn't bother myself trying to apply to 4 schools, 2 schools, 3 schools, like Davis.
Yeah.
Davis alone. Yes, I got new brown shoes just for the interview. You ask yourself, if I'm the view, will I give myself the person? And we had a very close conversation. I wanted to know exactly the reason why he was interested in me. And I think one of the things he mentioned was that tell them the horrible things something horrible in your area that you think you can fix with the opportunity. These are the things they want to hear. What is the challenge? What do you want to fix? Why is it going to be important in Ghana if you fix that problem?
All right, before we start, consider subscribing to the channel. This helps me so much. Thank you.
I'm very excited about this conversation. One of my subscribers, I believe his name is Joseph Obisi. I don't know if he's a Nigerian or not. Shout out to him. So he was like, I should start interviewing people in the sciences. It's like I've been interviewing people who came to the US to study higher education and stuff like that. So but I made it clear that these interviews, they don't depend on me. It's a mutual thing. It depends on finding somebody that I think will add value to the channel, and also the person being willing to do it, right? So it's like a two-way thing. Yeah, but thankfully you are here, so that's good. I'm happy that you are here. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. I believe you graduated from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, right?
Yeah.
Which year?
So I did my first degree. I completed in 2022.
Okay. So
and then I started another one.
Oh, okay. So you started your master's at KNUST?
No, I was trying to do 2 undergrads, but then I completed 2022 in radiography.
Okay.
Yes, that was like my first degree, and then after service 2023, I went back to school 2024 to do another undergrad in biomedical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another undergrad.
But I didn't complete. Yeah.
Oh, so you did like 1 year and then you stopped?
Yeah, I was my second year. I think I left second year final exams.
Wow. There are some people who reach out to me and they will tell me that they have, let's say, 2.0 GPA or maybe 1 point something. Then I'll be like, if you want to come to the US with full funding, it is possible, but then it could be very difficult. So if I am somebody like that, what I tell those people, I'm like, maybe you should consider going back to school, starting all over again and getting a degree this time around with the focus of coming to the US to do your master's on full funding. You want to put in more work, and also you want to be interested in whatever you are going to study, get all these leadership skills, like, before you graduate. So, but a lot of them, they are willing to do that because they're like, why should I go back 4 years? That's, a lot. I can't do that. Yeah. So in your case, why did you decide to go back and do biomedical engineering?
So I think that when I was done with my radiography degree, I personally didn't like the idea of being in the hospital. I think that the reason I went back wasn't basically because I wanted to travel in the initial stages.
Okay.
Yes, it was because I wanted to change majors. Like I wanted to change from radiography in the hospital to being a biomedical engineer, right? With a specialization in radiography because I had already established the first degree there.
Yeah.
So that was like the idea in 2023.
Wow.
But then it came to link up all together in 2023 first year. because I made my first US application for PhD in the same school with the same professor
Wow.
in 2023.
Okay.
And then I got denied. I didn't
Are
get
they
admission for the PhD.
okay?
But I think that it was after my application that I met my professor, the one I work with right now.
Okay.
I mean, 2 emails. I think as we talk, we'll probably get there. So I'll
Yeah.
hold the details on for now. So yeah, basically that was when I met him. And after I met him, okay, then the focus was like, okay, now I applied. I didn't get the admission for the PhD. And so I requested to get the details of why I didn't get the admission.
Okay.
Yes. And I realized that it was actually not even because of my GPA. The reason I didn't get the PhD was because the admission committee felt that they did not see enough of research to yes, that's the comments they gave, that they didn't, some did see, some didn't see. So there was like a confusion between the admission committee as to if I have enough research experience to go into PhD, and that's the reason why I was not picked. But like I said, so the beginning idea of going back to school was not even because I wanted to use that to travel, but it came to other because then my interest in biomedical engineering had already picked up. Now
Okay.
I start another thing with my professor, which is biomedical engineering. Again, I'm doing something biomedical engineering as an undergraduate right now. So it's like I'm gaining experience as a biomedical engineering as a student. I am doing research with a professor as like a postgrad within that period. So the combination of these things came together to make my application probably look as good as it looked for my next application.
Okay, there are so many things you've said that I want to understand because I'm a bit confused. But first of
Yeah.
all, your GPA, do you want to share? What was your GPA?
I think that I don't know if but I think in Ghanaian in the
KNUST.
CWA,
Ah,
yes, I think in CWA I had 67 for my first
okay.
degree.
Okay.
Yes,
You didn't do the evaluation, right?
I don't remember honestly. I don't remember
You don't remember whether you
but I
did
think it's
evaluation or not?
evaluation
Like evaluating your transcripts using like maybe where
as in converting it into
yeah,
GPA.
yeah.
I, I think somewhere around 3 point something, but I can't be very exact. Yeah, I can't be very exact, but like I can give this the CWA figure. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
people can calculate it and be sure
yeah.
exactly what it was. So
So
I think I had 67
okay,
before I graduated.
so 2023, you decided to start your undergraduate studies, right, at
Again,
KNUST
yeah,
in a different
yeah,
program.
yeah, different program, yeah,
But then also you were talking about doing research with the professor after
yeah,
you were denied admission. I don't understand.
yeah.
What did you mean by all of that? Why was the
So
professor interested in working with you after you had been denied admission? What was the whole point?
admission. So interestingly, 2023, I applied, like I said, but
Yeah.
I think the idea for applying for PhD was because conversations around was that masters you don't get to get funding as often, but PhD you are very sure you will get fully funded. That's idea.
That's not true.
So the
Yeah.
so the idea was basically then that was the idea in my head that
Mm,
okay, let me just go in and apply for PhD because then I am certain that if I apply for PhD, those conversations. But like I say, now I'm here. I know it's not entirely true. Like you have
mm,
to get a professor even when you're in PhD,
mm.
or else you have a problem. So that was the idea, and I applied for PhD and I did not get. So after I realized I did not get, I think even within, I started sending mails to a lot of professors in my school.
Mm.
Another thing is that I was very focused on one particular school. Some people
Okay.
choose to apply to a lot of schools. I for one did not. I was not interested in applying to multiple schools. I just wanted to be in Davis. For some reasons, maybe we'll share along the line.
Mm.
So I kept sending mails to professors here. When I applied for the first time, and within a period, I met the professor that I work with. He requested to do a Zoom meeting with me, and then we spoke, right? I think that surprisingly, he didn't come to ask me what I know. He didn't. I mean, I was learning a lot of things. I went to his papers that he has written already to learn all the papers he has written, some that I feel like interest me, so we can have like you know, a critical conversation on his papers. But apparently he didn't want to know all that. So what he wanted to know when he engaged me was basically what interests me.
Okay.
Like what is my interest? What
Mm.
um like what do I do right now, and what do I want to do? And
Yeah.
why do I want to work with him? Like I should tell him about myself.
Yeah.
Yes. And so my advice is that I think that is where I got the opportunity to talk about myself. And that's why I won his heart, if I should say.
Mm.
Because then, luckily for me, I was working, right? Within that same
Mm.
period, I was schooling. During the second undergrad, I was working.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yes, I was working at that time, full time working, full time schooling within that same period.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah. So I was in my lab, like I was in the lab working when we were talking. So I had the opportunity to take him around my lab, and I showed him the devices or the radiography devices that we have that I feel are not properly functioning, in a way that if we should improve on them with what I think I know, we can make them better. And
Mm.
then translate that idea back to Africa and help with our healthcare system. Basically, I think that's all I said.
Mm.
And then from there, the conversation changed from what I know, what I want to know, to he getting to know me in person. And that's where it started from. So,
Mm.
yes, so from there, we started talking till um, I got denied my admission. So after I got denied, I told you the reason why I got denied was because the admission committee felt that I didn't have enough research to
Yeah.
put him into PhD. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's so true everywhere, honestly. Coming here and being here, I think that that was just one of that could have not been a reason why I was denied. There probably could be other things, but coming here and living amongst them, going to lab meetings, interacting with my fellow students who are PhD students here, I mean, I'm realizing that is not entirely the picture, but
Okay.
that's why I got to know them, right? So I took
Mm.
advantage of that, and then my professor gave me options. So now, they were willing to even put me into masters at that time, like
Mm.
give me a space for masters if there was a space. But my professor recommended that I should hold on. We should work on something that would make me a valid candidate at that time,
Yeah.
um, and make me more, you know,
Likely to
I
get
don't know.
funded, admission and funding. Right.
Exactly, exactly. So we started working on some projects that we spoke about the first day. Some things I felt like, oh, like it was a problem, so let's fix it. Um, so we started working on them, started working on a couple of things, and that's how come I got to start working with him even before I traveled.
Mm.
Yes.
So the research thing, did you have any research work before you applied to the school in 2023?
For the first or the second, oh no, no, 2023, no, no.
Okay. So
I had
then,
not done anything.
yeah, so what that means is that when they told you you didn't have research experience and that is why they didn't give you admission, you kind of understood it, right? Because obviously you
Yeah,
didn't have any
yeah, it
admission,
was true.
okay.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Mm. So the second time you applied again, which is in 2024, right?
yeah, yeah,
That one you had worked on something with that professor, right?
yes,
Was
yes.
it, did you guys like publish something that you used, or
No,
it was just
no.
ideas, right? More like
It was
proposals.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly. It was ideas, it was proposals, and also I think it built our connection.
Mm. Okay.
Yes, because
With
now
with the department, right?
exactly, and with the professor himself, I got to
Mm.
also meet other people in the lab
Okay.
where I work right now. I got to meet other people even when I was in Ghana. So it was easy for him. In fact, he added his recommendation letter to my recommendations to the
Wow.
school. Yes. So he was one of the three recommended like people, if you are
Yeah.
writing to school, the recommendation
Yeah.
letters you write. Yes.
Yeah.
The second time I was applying, he was one of my recommenders. So I mean, before I applied, I really knew that
You get
this
it.
time it's more likely. Yes.
Oh, this is interesting. It's not the usual stories that I hear. So
Actually, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My story is a little bit different, totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. You said that you sent a lot of cold emails to a lot of professors in the school, right? In the
Yeah.
department.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you telling them? And how many of them got back to you? Yeah.
You know, I think that I think the initial stages I was just sending mails.
Okay.
In the initial stages, I was just,
Saying hi.
hi, I am this, I've applied to this, because that's what people were saying on the meet,
Yeah.
like friends.
Yeah.
But then later on, I think after I got denied,
Mm,
then I sat down again, then I started thinking, right?
yeah.
And I realized that, I mean, nobody wants to engage you. No, nobody, like basically, and my ideas have been approved when I got here. You are not the only one testing them,
Yeah.
first of all.
Yeah.
You are not also too big to be easily engaged because they are busy people, very busy people. And that mail you are sending them, in fact, they've seen it over and over again.
Yeah.
Literally, they see it like every single time.
Exactly.
So that was even before I go here. But when I was in Ghana, the idea was if I want somebody to be interested in me, what do I do?
Mm,
Like, what can you do differently from what other people do so that
yeah.
somebody can be interested in what you are saying?
Yeah.
First of all, I decided to read their papers.
Mm.
If I
Wow.
want to talk to a professor, I read one of their papers that I find it interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I went to the school website, the radiology unit, the department. Every professor that I find, I mean, I was not selective. I should be honest. At that time, I was not selective. I just find any professor who is in radiology. I look through his profile. I look through his research interest, the labs that they are in, and I go find one paper he has written. I will read the paper out. I'm just trying to find something that is a big thing in his papers, right? And
Wow.
then I will just write. I mean, ChatGPT assisted. Right now we are in the AI world. I
Yeah.
don't
Of
think
course.
when you send I don't think when you send email they'll copy and go and check how AI. I mean, how much AI you find in your email. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
But what's important is that you're not just writing a mail.
Yeah.
You are writing something that reflects your personality and connects with whoever you want to test with. Because
Yeah.
then when they see the mail, they kind of find something. They find that you've invested time to talk to them. You are not
Yeah.
just sending them the usual mails. So most of my mails had headlines that spoke about their papers. And I tell them what is the challenge that I see here in Ghana? And why do I want to fix the problem here in Ghana? And how their lab can help me fix the problem here in Ghana. Because of these things I think they found in their
Yeah.
papers. So then I don't know if that was the key, but basically I got replies from almost every lecturer, every professor that I tested.
Oh, wow.
Almost everyone, yes. Almost, I think those that didn't reply were leaving the school, like John Boone. I got here and I realized he has retired and he has left UC Davis to another school. But all the professors that I emailed, I I got replies from them. In fact, I got to have a Zoom meeting with them. They all wanted to work with me. They all wanted to have me on in their labs.
Wow.
Um, but the problem was with funding.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of them, now we go to lab together. We have like a usual lab collaborative with all the radiology units like together, and I meet most of them right now. I rotate in their labs. Some of them want me to come, so I could just go to their labs and rotate, and then those kind of things. But like I'm saying, to answer the question, sending mails to professors shouldn't be like you're testing a friend. And even if you're testing a friend, I think that right now we know that if you test me, hey, how are you doing? I may not reply you.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm rude, but because we are growing and we all have busy schedules.
Exactly.
I can't come and reply. Yes, I'm doing fine. Then you also come and reply me. I mean, directly, we want you to talk to me. Tell me what you want.
Exactly.
If I get the time, I'll reply what you want. And if I come and your message looks interesting to me, I'll reply you.
Exactly.
So it's the same idea here when you're testing a professor or when I was testing them. So I was lucky, and I think that sometimes too it's grace and God. Those who are believers just have to know that it's grace and God, because again, you're not just the only one applying or testing them. You're not even the only one who has this idea that I'm just telling you or saying on this podcast. And so you keep prayers attached to it, and when you get the opportunity, don't lose it. When you get the chance to have a Zoom meeting, no, don't go there and look timid.
Yeah. So the first emails that you sent, the professors didn't reply, but the second time they all replied. Is that the case?
Oh yeah. First time, I think most of them did not even mind me. I think the first period I didn't even send emails to a lot of people. I think I think the first period I didn't really send a lot of people. I was just applying, like desperate NSS person who is trying to leave the country.
Yeah.
So just applied, just waiting for a miracle. And so after the denial, they didn't pick me, or then I realized and I started doing things correctly.
So they all replied that they wanted to work with you, but then you selected one of them. Is that the case?
Yeah, actually.
Why did you select that particular person?
So this is interesting.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you don't want to answer, that's also fine.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's quite interesting because, I mean, like I said in the beginning, I think sometimes it's grace. And the reason why I'm saying it's grace is because I got this professor, the one I got to meet in 2023, who wrote a recommendation letter for me.
Yeah.
And the most unfortunate thing is that he was going on retirement.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I thought he's the one you're working with, but okay.
So that's what I said. It sounds like it's grace, right? He was going on retirement at the same time that I was applying for the second time. So there was no way he could take a student in his lab because he's going on retirement, and he cannot take a student in his lab because obviously he will leave you there and go. So he had somebody he trusted, and he had somebody he feels that, in fact, he recommended I test as many professors as I can. And I got to speak with a lot of them.
Wow.
I sent emails, they reply. And the good thing is that I was also copying my professor in the mails I sent to them. Right. I think that could also be a reason, because then it becomes a little bit legit with they seeing, because if they're seeing that professor copied on my mail, it makes it easier. That was when I wanted to find them to talk to them. So I spoke to them. We had a very long conversation. But I think what made me choose that professor that I work with right now, one, because he was honest with me. Yes, he was very honest with me in terms of funding situation, in terms of how realistic he was about life here. Yes, he opened my eyes to understand that first of all, grad school is not just because you want to just go to school. And there was no reason he wouldn't advocate or advise me to leave Ghana and come and pay $60,000, $70,000 and go to school under a professor who doesn't have funding. Or even take a loan and come here and study under a professor who doesn't have funding. His reason was because if the professor is doing well or his research is interesting enough, he should get funding.
Oh, wow.
So you don't have any good reason to take a loan, come to the US and come and study under a professor who doesn't have funding. So if he doesn't have funding, he will not recommend me to come and work under him. He was really honest. He was very blunt with me. And he made me understand that if you don't get funding, because I think it was the same period that Trump was those situations that were happening, we're having that crisis of funding in
Yeah.
terms of NIH and all those funders into health sciences, or I mean the sciences. It was really
Yeah.
breaking. So he made it very honest. And I think from there I realized that this is somebody you want to work with long term because the person is very honest with you,
Yeah.
right? And he also made me understand that it's a process, right? So even if I don't get a chance to go to school that very particular year, having the chance to work with the two of them. Now I have two professors, two solid professors right now. Having the chance to do projects with these two professors, even while I'm in Ghana, it's a process of learning.
Yeah.
And that curve enough is enough. And it made me realize myself more. It made me feel more relaxed and not under pressure to leave Ghana.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, and I liked him. I think that after that conversation, I went back to my professor, the one that I've always been working with, and I told him that, no, I think I want to work with this man or nobody else. So I'm going to wait for him to get funding, even if it takes next year. I'll wait for him to get the funding.
So he got a funding and then he told you about it.
Yeah. Everything happened like I think just in like. In fact, I applied for Empower Loan just to say I applied for Empower Loan, and I think that made them know I'm serious, but they didn't want me to use it. I applied for Empower Loan. I told them about it. They asked me for the breakdown. I mean, after I told him, he was like, "Please, no."
What was the breakdown? The
interest rates, and the fact that in US you cannot be working, cannot pay, and the fact that you're taking loans coming, like I said, taking loans coming and the study a professor on the Juma now, there's no funding to it.
Yeah.
Nah. He mailed me. He was like, please hold on with the loan, cancel it. We'll find you funding. If you don't find you funding, we'll work on it next year.
Yeah. So I want to understand something you said earlier. So when the professor that you were working with, at the beginning, told you to reach out to other professors in the department, so you reached out to them and then you copied him. What did you say in those emails? Because of the fact that you copied.
Those ones were weren't like the first ones I used to send and go and read their scripts and things. Those ones, I think that started after I had gotten admission.
Okay.
And now the idea was to look for funding. The earlier conversations was to just work with, just collaborate with people, just find connections in the school, I mean, through that I can get funding, I'm sure. So that's what gained me my most trusted professor, my first professor. That's how I got him, got that very solid relationship with him by, focusing on his research, testing him or mailing him about his project, and then, getting that relationship. But the second time after I got the admission, those mails were were funding focused.
Okay.
I have been admitted to the school. This is my research interest. It lines up with your research in this particular areas. And most of them are already, like I said, most of them, even in the first stage, spoke to me. So I had one or two connections with them. I want to come and work in your lab. If you are available, we can maybe schedule a Zoom meeting at your earliest convenience, and then we'll have a conversation in relation to how possible I can work with you and what I can offer to your lab, and basically funding. So that was the content of my second mails after I got admission, because then I was funding focused. I'm not coming to do any is just looking for funding.
The reason I asked you that is because he said you copied the first professor. So what was the point of copying him when he wasn't really directly related to those emails, right? Or did you mention him in those emails?
So, like I said, I think that copying him on the mails made my mails more legit.
Okay. But you didn't say anything about him, right?
I only took advantage of my research with him already. I have already worked with this professor on this and this and this. And he recommended that I speak with you.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's clear. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I am wondering why those professors wanted to work with you while you were in Ghana, because it's like distance and all of that. And also, what exactly were you guys working on? How were you guys able to collaborate given the distance between you?
First of all, I think grace was, I'm not even going to sit here and lie.
Mm,
Grace was very important in this conversation.
mm,
In my whole period of trying to apply, going back to school, and I was committed to what I was trying to do.
mm,
I was not in a rush. I think that's the problem now we have is that most people just want to leave the country
mm.
and they find any means possible just
Yeah.
to leave. I wasn't like that,
Mm,
truth be told.
yeah.
I know people will not believe what I'm saying because I think I saw a video of yours 2 days ago where you were saying that if you tell people the truth about US, they'll be like, if you
Yeah.
think it's too hard, come back.
Yeah.
But the truth is that preparation when it meets opportunity,
Yeah. It's best.
God finds his ways to make it look simple, but it wasn't simple.
Yeah. It's never
It
simple.
was it was years of preparation.
Yeah.
It was years of commitment.
Mm,
When I started working with my professor, I didn't know how to use a lot of tools. I didn't know how to use MATLAB. I had not used MATLAB before. In fact, I was a science student. I did health sciences in the university. Health
mm,
science, nobody used MATLAB. So I didn't use MATLAB. Never used MATLAB. Python, never used Python. Never used anything, in fact.
yeah.
But that was another time for me to let him know I don't know how to use it. I agreed to the project. I took the project. So the first project we worked on, there is a new machine that has been produced and is the first in the world. And it was produced by the two professors that I work with right now.
Wow.
Yes, the one that accepted my proposal and started talking to me in the early stages,
Mm,
and the one I work with right now. They are the two people who produced the first ever total body PET scanner in the world. And the place that, I mean, I think when I came, I had the opportunity to see it, be in it, and talk about it. So there were data from that set. And I'm sure that there were a lot of people in his lab that could have done that project. All he wanted me to do was run an algorithm on that data that has been produced from that machine
mm,
and then look at how we can improve on the machine. This is not a duty that people in the lab who completed or did it with him cannot do. The question I kept asking myself was, why did he give me that job to do?
mm,
It wasn't because he wanted to see if I'm the best coder or the best using MATLAB or the best in finding solutions to problems. He wanted to see if I was committed to doing something.
mm.
Yes. And even though I didn't know how to do it, I never mentioned I don't know how to use MATLAB. In fact, he paid for my first MATLAB on my laptop.
Wow.
Gave me he paid to get, because I was like, I've not used it before. But I'm not coming to tell you that I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I went to my laptop. And I told him that I don't have the MATLAB. So he paid for it. And then I got my first legal MATLAB on my laptop. And I started working on the project. Mind you, within that same period, I was schooling as an undergrad. I was working full time. And then I took that project too. So I started the project. I did my first, I coded something B. Bro, me I don't understand this because ChatGPT assisted.
Yeah.
ChatGPT assisted, and then I was trying, like, and I went back to him with a mail with what I've done, and I told him this is what I've done. These are my challenges. That was it. That's where he opened up to tell me that he wanted to see if I was willing to do something.
Yeah.
And I was serious enough. So we start from there. Then he came to understand my situation as a worker and a student. So he wasn't pushing me. He was just giving me the space. This is the next task. This is what we want to do next. This is how we can do it. In fact, you can use ChatGPT. Like, do you understand? And it became easier. So what I was trying to say is that, like, it wasn't because I was the best person to take the place.
Mm.
It was basically because I was preparing myself for opportunities as and when it came. And
Wow.
when the opportunity came, I grabbed it. I wasn't in a rush to leave the country. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I was willing to go back to school for 4 years, make sure I was ready for a biomedical engineering field, even in Ghana, if the opportunity should come.
Mm.
And then it kept, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I want to understand something. Your bachelor's degree was in medical imaging, right? And
exactly, yeah,
then you are doing biomedical engineering, which is what you started in
engineering,
Ghana.
yeah, yeah,
How related are they? Are they very related?
yes, they are related. So biomedical engineering has different areas,
Mm.
different fields. So you can probably go into neuroengineering, you can go to tissue engineering, you can go to radiology. So I chose to work in radiology, which is basically medical imaging in
Mm.
biomedical engineering.
So the reason I am asking this is, your professors are biomedical engineers, right?
Yeah, physics, physicists, PhD in biomedical engineering, but basically biomedical engineering. Yeah,
So which means your undergraduates, your first degree gave you enough skills to be able to still cope well in the program and also in the lab, right?
it gave me the health I knowledge. Like if
Mm.
if I see a CT machine, I know what CT machine is.
Okay.
I know what I'm seeing. I know if maybe I produce an image with a CT machine, I know what I'm
Mm.
seeing. I can probably understand. I'm not legally advised to diagnose as a
Yeah.
medical radiographer, but you understand what you are doing.
Mm.
Yes. But how these are produced and the physics aspect of it, the biomedical engineering aspect of it, I had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's one reason why I wanted to go back to school. So then I can get the ideas in biomedical engineering. So that would have made my idea in the beginning, or that would have made me more solid as a candidate. And I think it did because in my next application, I added my 2 years in K University as a biomedical engineer
Mm.
to my 4 years as a medical radiographer in my application.
Mm. That makes
And
sense.
and then it filled up some spaces, like some courses that I didn't do, like coding. You need it as a prerequisite to be able to do. So then those things were filling
Mm.
because I'd done them in biomedical engineering, and then it filled up
Oh,
the space
okay.
for me. Yeah.
Uh, that's amazing. Your story is it's amazing. You applied to only the University of California at Davis, right?
Yeah.
Why?
To be very honest,
Uh,
to be very, very honest, I chose I chose the school. In the beginning, my auntie recommended it. She just was like, I think the UC schools, Davis is very okay.
mm,
So try it. Because UC schools are really good.
mm,
UC Berkeley, UC Davis,
yeah,
UC's
they're very
LA,
popular. Yeah,
and they are very good.
yeah.
But she thought, oh, Davis is really good when it comes to engineering.
Mm,
So apply to Davis. And I just love the school because of my auntie. I really like my auntie, like my penance. So when
mm.
she told me about Davis, like I'm like, okay, like Davis and nothing else.
Wow.
But yes, but as I tried to get to the school, now I met a professor who was very committed about me as a person, right? He was extremely committed to me and my growth. And I met other people through the research I was doing, and I was like, okay, I think I like this place. I didn't want any other place. I mean, I didn't bother myself trying to apply to 4 schools, 2 schools, 3 schools, like
Yeah.
Davis alone. Yes, yes,
Wow. This is not the usual study abroad stories, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
usually people look at a lot of schools and wow. So your school, did you have to pay the application fee or there was a waiver?
yes, yes,
You
yes. But I
paid.
didn't pay it myself. I didn't pay myself. The
Oh,
professor paid.
what about the first time?
The first time I paid, my auntie paid.
Mm, wow. That's
Yeah,
about
I
hundred
think
dollars, right?
it's $155.
$155, man. A lot of
Yeah.
people will run away from that too.
But
Because
I think people should pay. I think that if
mm,
you want to get a good school, right,
yeah.
in the long run visa application process and all that, I think I think you should pay.
Yeah.
Like find schools that are good enough and competitive.
Mm.
Not schools that you will just free admission, free
Yeah.
everything, free everything. Visa,
Yeah.
you'll probably be bounced because then you're not finding good
You
schools.
don't have
Yes,
funding. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Wow. Hey. Because it's not easy for people 155 like but that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's good. What about your
yeah,
SOP? You already, had connection with a lot of the
yeah.
professors and all of that. So your SOP, what did you say you wanted to do?
So Davis application also isn't like the usual applications.
Mm.
Davis application, there's a box. There's a number of words you should write inside the box.
Oh, okay.
So you don't write an essay in a paper and submit to them. They've
Mm.
given you a box with number of words averagely you can write in it.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit
Yeah.
difficult to write.
Yeah.
And on top of my head, I don't remember exactly the things I wrote
What
because
you
I didn't
said,
keep a
yeah.
copy.
Mm.
Uh-huh. And I will keep a copy now. You will end up deleting because when you write it, you send it back to the thing. It was where's near too much. You have to come and rewrite and all that. But basically, I think I wrote about my interest. Um, I wrote about what I did, what I'm doing in Ghana right now as a medical radiographer,
Mm.
and what I want to do in the near future,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And why I think Davis would help me in achieving that particular dream. So I remember when I first spoke to you when I was in Ghana and I was preparing for my visa interview. I remember you made a comment about that. You think that I know what I'm about.
Yeah. I
I think
probably,
the
yeah.
reason was, yeah,
Yeah.
the reason was because I took time in the process. I wasn't under pressure. I wasn't rushing. I
Yeah.
wasn't looking for any reason to leave. Like
Yeah.
I
That makes
took
sense.
time,
Yeah.
yes, in the process for my application.
Mm.
I went through the process like I should,
Mm.
and I knew what I wanted,
Mm.
and I know what I want.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
then I'm not just leaving because I want to leave,
Yeah.
but because I'm looking for something and I'm following that particular path,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. So my SOP wasn't, I didn't, I used ChatGPT to make my words more,
Yeah. Academic.
sensible, if I
Talking
should use that
sensible.
word.
Yeah.
But it was basically about what I have done, what
Mm.
I'm doing, what I want to achieve, and why I want to come to Davis. Those basic things. I think that Davis again give you what you should write. Like they will tell
Yeah.
you in SOP. I think you write SOP and something. There are two
Mm.
spaces for you to write something in,
Mm.
and they will give you like the background of what they expect you to
Yeah.
write about.
Okay.
So it was helpful too, in
Yeah.
applying.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember something like that. Me telling you, yeah, you already know why you want to study the program, and I think you are smart. So it's like it was
Yeah.
obvious to me that this guy knows what he was doing. Yeah. Yeah. So we did a mock interview. You were ready to go. You had full funding. Everything was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Tell me about the visa interview. How did it go?
Oh my goodness. Oh god. That process was
Mm.
I think that's the that period of my life is
Yeah.
a period I'll never forget.
Mm.
From, getting admission is one step,
Yeah.
you know, but preparing for visa interview is another whole lot of problem.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for me,
Yeah.
it was the same time that we were writing end of semester exam
Oh
in
wow.
KNUST
Mm.
for my second degree that I was doing.
Wow.
So now you don't know what to prioritize because I was also working. Now work is demanding, school is demanding, visa process is also demanding because then mentally I was not okay. Mentally I was out of Ghana. Yes. And I was supposed to either choose between writing my end of sem exam, you know, or focusing on studying for my visa interview or, something else. And this funny thing happened prior to my visa application process. I go to the website. I did, and basically I was doing everything by myself too. So I went to the website, I applied, and after application, I chose the date that came was 2026, August 2026.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. In my head, I thought I've chosen 2025 August. So I was happy. Hey, I've gotten a good date. And I didn't know. I didn't check. Like already, my mind was not at my work. I go to work and I'm confused. Yes, I was hot. And I'm supposed to study too for my end of sem, because then what if you go and you don't get it? You have to come back and continue school.
That's true.
So I'm supposed to still study. So it was, I think, a Saturday to that 6th August period. Me come home say the date is 2026, not 2025. And I was like, yeah, ready me. So then I have to come back and look for expediting, find ways and means to get my date to come earlier, because I was supposed to go to school in September and we're in August.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot of problems for me. Mentally, I took a leave from work. The whole of August, I decided that, hey, I'm not coming to work.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm supposed to study and I'm supposed to focus on my visa process. And you see, as Ghanaian as we are, normally we want to hide this process from a lot of people too. So, even if you are mentally not going, you just keep it yourself. You just hold it.
You have to be strong.
And you have to be strong, because you can't tell people. You see, you cannot just do you like that. And I think it's good.
Yeah,
the reason why it's good is because it lifts off some pressure from you.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not talking plenty, I don't think people do juju to hurt you.
No,
I don't think
not that. Yeah.
But I think that the pressure of the whole process.
Yeah, distractions and all of that. Yeah.
Exactly. And the fact that if you do not get it, now I didn't sell my story out there.
Yeah.
If I don't get that visa, I just come back and continue my life.
Exactly. Yeah.
I try again. But if you sell yourself out there and you don't get it, mentally you get yes. And there's a pressure on you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's a pressure on you to get it, because now you've already spread the news of you traveling and you going for visa interview and all that. So it kind of like weighs down on you, and it makes you tense even in the visa processing.
Yeah.
So I think I kept it to myself. That was a tough period in August. It was a really tough period. I think I took videos of myself that I was, doing mock interviews. In fact, I think I looked around. That's how come I met you, because I was looking around to see people who can be supportive, people who can, and good enough. I think there were some WhatsApp groups that were, talking consistently about the visa process.
Yeah.
And then I joined the group. Shout out to I forgot his name. K Brown. There's a couple of friends who are already here. So they do this usual visa interviewing process. Yes, mock interviews. It was helpful because I think it makes you know what to expect.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, it makes you know what to expect. It makes you know how to go about the process.
Yeah.
But it also makes you look like you're reciting something over and over again. So at a point, I got tired. At a point, I was like, because then it's like you're reciting yourself over and over again. Yes. And at a point, I felt, but it was really helpful in the beginning, because then it puts your mind in the space of preparation for a visa interview.
Yeah.
And it was helpful in that space. I think talking to you was also helpful because you were a stranger at that time. I had not spoken to you before, and I wanted to give myself a chance to speak to somebody that I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
Then I'll get to know an honest opinion of what the person thinks of my application as a general process. Right. Yes. I think I utilized your knowledge as well. Empower also used to organize mock interviews. Not really mock interviews, but like visa process for people. Like the whole entire cohort that applied for Empower at that time, they would organize this visa interview process where some of the old how do you call them, people who were already yes, they would come, they would talk to you about the visa process, and after the meeting you'll get a chance to do 1 or 2 mock interviews. And I think I did one with some woman, and she was like, oh, I stand a higher chance of getting, but you should probably talk well when you get there. And that was also helpful. because then also I got external, comments
Yeah.
on the entire process. And I think my then girlfriend was also helpful because then she also helps me to, do it like offering and all that, and it
Mm-hmm.
was also helpful. But I think that in general, the the whole process isn't like we make it look to people who are applying, to be very honest.
Mm-hmm.
The process is not more than, I don't know, I have to echo this. The whole original process of visa interview is not more than 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I think that people, how do I put this? I think they know your story, or they know the content of your application before you get to the window.
Yeah.
I stand to be corrected, and I don't have any evidence to this. But think about it. If they themselves, they always say they want to go faster. They want the process to be faster.
Mm-hmm.
How then do they just check your entire credentials and make a decision on you in less than a minute if they've not already looked at your DS-160?
Mm-hmm.
So they probably have already reviewed it. And you see, after they pick or deny you on the portal, you will see the dates where your details were entered into the system. There's a date for it, which is different from the date you went for the interview.
The dates they enter for the what?
The date that they entered your details into the system.
What do you mean
If you
by
check,
what do you mean by entered into?
so you see, after visa interview, there's a place where they go, it changed from approved to
Yeah.
issued and
Yeah.
good. There's a date there. I think there's a date that says when your details were first entered into the visa process. Your
Yeah.
DS-160 details was entered into that, which is different from the day that you go for the interview.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
So yes, so it means that your details were already entered into their system
Mm.
before your date. So it's not when you got there that they are now reviewing your process. So I have the feeling, I'm saying that because I'm trying to say that I'm trying to bring it to the point that people should look at how they put their documents together,
Mm.
in the sense that put yourself in the space where you know that I stand a higher chance of getting my visa.
Yeah.
One, put together a good application. Two, just make sure you get funding. See, it's very important.
Yeah.
It's extremely important, not just for your visa, but even when you enter this country. Like, extremely important. Find funding. If you have funding, I am of the belief that if you have funding and you are going to a good school, I don't think they will deny you a visa.
Mm.
I really don't think so. Obianity, yes, but I don't, honestly, I don't think that you'll be denied your visa if you have a legit reason to get it.
Mm. Yeah, I have seen people going to good schools with good funding and they've been denied before, right? Like my interview with my interview with Frederick Hatch, I think that is a video that posted today actually. So he talked about, he had a friend there, they were chatting throughout. The guy's funding was more than his cost of attendance, NIU, New York University, but he was denied because he was complacent. So funding takes care of almost everything, but then if you get there and then you cannot explain why you want to study the program, right? And
That's also
also your
true.
plans, then that is yeah. So funding helps, but then also you still wanna show that you deserve, the visa.
Yeah,
About the thing you were talking about, them entering those things. I think before your interview, you can always make changes to the DX1C form. So it's like at that point where maybe you cannot make changes or where everything is more like confirmed, maybe appointment is confirmed. Maybe that is what that date is about, right? Maybe. But then
mhm.
what I think about the interview, I think it's when you get there and then so the DX1C form, they don't the thing is they don't really have a lot of time to look at these things, right? When they take your I-20,
Yeah,
I think they are so quick that they can use like 10 seconds to open your
to go
DX1C
to.
form. Yeah, and quickly, yeah, probably they will just be looking at your job. first of all, you must have a job. You must have entered something. Secondly, they want to look at the job relating to the program, and also who is sponsoring you, your funding situation. So they will look on the I-20. That will give them a good sense of who you are. But I mean, a lot of times, because of dealing with human beings, there are people who are approved who you can see that they don't deserve the visa, but then for some reasons, if if they prepare themselves well, they can sail through and come, right? So
actually.
What questions were you asked and how did you answer them?
That's why I was bothered. I was not really asked anything.
Yeah.
Like,
you were just
basically
perfect.
Yeah. Like, when I got there, I was really tensed. A little bit outside, but I decided to dress very well.
Yeah.
I dressed very, very well. And I think I was in the white, blue trousers and my new brown shoes. I got new brown shoes just for the interview. So I feel like I overdressed. But anyway, as far as it worked for me.
Exactly.
As far as it worked for me, I didn't wear suits though. It was just the white, blue, and the brown shoes. There are people in front of me, but I think I was avoiding this friend of mine who was also in the queue. Like, I knew him already. And I didn't want to be in the same line with him. Like, if he goes and he gets it, I'll be changed. If he goes and he doesn't get it, I'll be changed. And I wanted to avoid this. I made him go a little bit. But I mean, I think there are 2 or 3 people in front of me that got denied. In fact, the guy before me, he stood there for almost 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yes, and the VO came out, spoke to somebody, came back. So it was like a very back and forth. So it made me tense a little bit. Hey, what is happening? Like, why is he standing there for more than 5? Because usually, would you want to be picky? Actually, be seconds. You say, oh, but no, sorry, no, P. So you probably know he has been given the visa or has been denied. But this guy stood there for like 6 minutes. I was like, hey, what's happening?
Maybe it was close.
So, yes. And I went. So I think when I was called, I got there. Luckily for me, because I had already practiced with people, which I'm saying is very important.
Yeah.
I knew that I'm supposed to smile. So when I got there and I put my papers, then I started smiling. Like, so I'm smiling, like, let's smile. So I was smiling, he smiled back to me and it made me relax.
Yeah.
So when he smiled back to me, I think the first thing he asked was, who am I going to work with? Like, who am I working with in the school? Which is something that even if I wake up from morning,
you will know.
You ask me, I can tell you. And I'll tell you confidently because I know what I am about.
You did everything yourself. Yeah.
Myself, yes. So I think I started speaking about that. He asked, what am I going to work on? I think so. I think he asked, what am I going to work on? But he didn't let me, like, they don't give you the chance to, you're not having a conversation. They just want to know if you're talking. Yes. So I think after he asked me, what are you going to work on? He took the paper and then he started writing. So I was still talking. I was like, it's okay. And then he just did some whatever he would do and then gave me the paperwork. So that's when I realized that, I mean, after my first question, I realized I've been given the visa.
Yeah.
Okay. So if on this podcast, if I'm trying to give an advice to somebody, I think that, like I was saying, put together an application that makes you yourself, if you are the VO, you ask yourself, if I'm the VO, will I give myself the visa?
Yeah.
Yes. When you're done putting together your application for your visa, you now be honest with yourself and ask yourself, if I'm the VO, will I give myself the visa? Because you see, there are some people that I saw in the queue, or there are some people that there's this woman that I helped her with her visa. There's a woman, I think she was going to verification. I helped her to put together her document. I'm not a VO. I didn't have the right to decide. But in my head, I'm like, if I'm a VO, this visa, I will bounce you. And I mean, obviously, she got and she was bounced.
Yeah.
So I think my advice is that nobody should rush this. This is interesting. I mean, coming to America is nice. If you're in Ghana and you're coming to America, they make you look like you are some gold. It's not really as beautiful as, I think, I don't know if we'll talk about that, so I'll have the chance to talk about it. It's not really as beautiful and as, so take your time, put together a very good application. Okay. If your parents have enough money, of course, don't bother yourself about funding. Look for ways to get your own money to come. But then, put together an application that makes you yourself feel confident about your own self. when you are going there. If I'm putting together a good application, I am confident about what I have done. I am very sure you would get it, because then it builds you up. It builds you up for the process, right? It makes you confident. It makes you very, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Even when you get there and it's tough, because the place is tough. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, inside the visa interview room, it's tough.
Yeah.
The place is cold and tough.
Yeah.
Like when you get there, no matter what, you'll be shaking. I remember I was shaking. Like I was shaking. I was like, what is happening? And you can't cough. Like my throat was blocked. I could not speak. So I was scared. Like if I get there and I cannot speak, that will affect me. If you're trying to clear your throat, it makes noise in the room.
Yeah.
Like you're clearing your throat, it makes noise.
Yeah.
My goodness. And it's embarrassing. So the place is tough. I think what will help anybody going through that process is your confidence as to what you have done and what would put you together, right? Because then you know what you have done yourself. Your preparations, before you got there, getting mock interviews from people. And that's what I did. I had a lot of mock interviews from my friends, from yourself, from Empire. I was not sleepless nights. Like the whole month of August, I sacrificed it to learn. I was in my room. I wake up in the morning. In fact, in my room, I made a lot of notices on the walls of my room. Sometimes it's not just answers to the questions from the visa interview. Sometimes it's just encouraging words at the back of my door. Anytime I'm opening my door, I read it before I go out. Like I feel like I want to tell myself I deserve it because I've worked so hard for it. When I enter my room, there are a lot of writings on my wall that inspires me. That made me confident. That made me feel like you deserve this, not because you want to just move, but because you deserve it, because you've worked so hard to get the opportunity to study where you are going to.
Yeah.
So people can emulate that, inspire yourself. First of all, find good application, put it together properly. Make sure your application is legitimately good. Inspire your own self.
When you say application, do you mean the DX1C form or
your DS160, the fact that you have funding, you know what you have done, you know what you want to. If they ask you what have you done, you know.
Yeah.
It's not now that you are thinking of an answer.
Yeah.
You are putting together an answer. Yes, like you know what you have done. You know why you are going to the school, because I got here and I realized that there are lots of schools here in the States, and it's expensive to be in grad school. Very expensive. In fact, not all Americans even want to go to grad school.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to sit on a panel to talk to undergrads, and I realized it's not so different from how we feel in Ghana, right? The difference is that they have a lot of opportunities. They can decide to go into industry right after school, or maybe go into grad school, right? But they are also very much not informed about grad school application process, what they should do. So in fact, I sat on a panel, like I'm saying, I sat on a panel to teach them those things, right? And that made me know that, so we are not so different after all. Like, yes, a Ghanaian who doesn't know how to apply to a grad school, or it's not so like night and day. They also don't know, right? So, but then the difference is they are not under pressure to apply. They take their time. They look for what is good for them. They look for what is viable for them. Before they go into it, right? So I think my advice when it comes to visa processing is that put together a good application. Pray. If you're a religious person, don't play with that. You should always be praying. You should inspire yourself, because if you look at yourself in the mirror and you know you deserve it, or you tell yourself that I deserve it, I'm going to work hard for this, then I promise you are going to be able to come out successfully, because then you feel confident about your own self.
Yeah.
And
the thing I always tell people is that you have to know where you come from. So where we come from, funding is extremely important. So sometimes, if you are going without funding, it is difficult to prove that your family can sponsor you. But if you can prove it, then that can help, right?
That can help, yeah.
You mentioned something. You said America is not golden. What did you mean by that?
So yesterday I was talking about it with my auntie, right? I was just having a conversation with her. I am lucky, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay. I am lucky because I didn't meet a lot of stress when I got to the States. In fact, the day I got down from the States, the airplane, there's a car parked for me, for my auntie and the children and the family. They picked me all the way to the house. I spent like a week in the house. So they used to drive me to school the first week before I settled, got an apartment. So I was doing all that from the house.
Yeah,
Right.
nice.
And because I had also worked when I was in Ghana, I had enough money by myself.
Wow.
Okay. I had enough money, in fact, enough money by myself. That was helping me with my transitioning. I had family here already. I'm living in the house. I have comfort and I have money to also transition peacefully into. So I was lucky. I don't want to make it about me, but I want people to also understand that it's not always as bad, right? It could be good. So I had the opportunity to enjoy the good side of state because then I have family here. I'm funded. I'm being paid. Life isn't so horrible. But there's another aspect of being in a state that it's not so flashy like they make it look, which is lifestyle here. Like the living in this, it's not really as pretty as they make it look. It's not really as pretty. Friendships. I don't know if you have friends who are Americans. I don't know how you live. Sometimes I ask myself how people live when they come here and they have families. I don't know how they survive. But me, I'll not spend even 1 minute in Sacramento or in Davis on Friday. Friday after 5, I'm home. It's 2 hour drive from where school is to Latop, where I live. My family lives. I will always go home. I will always go home. The reason is because it's hard to make friends. It's hard to relate to people. It's hard to be understood.
Yeah.
You see, in my class, they only talk to you if they don't understand a question. They will only test you if they want help. But right after the class, if you sit in class, they'll ask you a question. But after class, no, it's like nobody knows you.
That's how America is, yeah. That's
exactly.
how it is, yeah.
Lifestyle is, I feel people will say, doesn't matter. It really does, bro. It really does matter.
We are human beings. We are social beings. We need
It
connections.
really does matter. It really does. I don't know if it is worse in California than maybe New York, where you can find other blacks and African people a lot. But here in California, it is difficult.
I mean,
extremely difficult.
There are some places that are even worse. So some places might be better. Like Ohio is a nice place. A lot of Africans. But then California, less Africans. But then there are some places too, some states where it's like much less, So I mean,
I don't know.
That's the life in America. But it's not even we Africans who have this problem. Even the Americans, they have that. The Americans themselves, they don't have.
They don't talk to each other.
Yeah. So it's the world. I think the world. I don't know. I don't know if I should say the world has changed. It's like friendships are very difficult to make these days. It's difficult. Even relationships, very difficult these days. To meet somebody because everybody is misbehaving. Everybody is playing games. I think I saw your WhatsApp post and it looked like you were the only black person in your class. Is that the case?
So we are about 23, and I'm not the only black. Okay. We are two. But then she is not black. She has lived in, I think she's from, is that Atlanta?
Okay, so she was born here. She's a black American, right?
She wasn't born here. Okay. She moved here very early. She did her undergrad here. She's lived here.
Okay.
She's from the northern part of Ghana.
Oh, okay.
So she's lived here. She's been here. She's like them, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. She has an accent. She speaks like them. She behaves like them. So I don't consider her part of me. I don't really.
Yeah.
I see her to be different. Yeah. Yeah. But literally, I'm the only.
Yeah.
Yeah, black. Yeah.
I want to ask something about study abroad. So, if I am in the process and I'm struggling to get funding, right? What are some tips you can give me?
First thing I will advise anybody who is trying to study in the US is that please, just prepare. If I say prepare, what I mean is that this process is not right. America is not going to dissolve to any place. America would always be America. What is important is that you prepare yourself for the opportunities that would come. Okay, prepare yourself properly. If it takes that you have to go back to school again to build yourself, please do. If it takes that you would have to work to make yourself more, practically influential, please do. If it takes that you have to spend more than 5 years in your application, please do. Whatever it takes that would, I'm not saying don't apply. I'm not saying that coming to the States is not good. It's really good. I'm not even going to lie. Life here, compared to life in Ghana, is very different. Studies here is very different. Opportunities here is extremely good. And so I would recommend it. But what I would not recommend is you rushing to just leave the country. It is depressing if you go through that process, just putting together anything at all. So if you want to get funding, my advice is that put together a good document. Make sure you deserve it yourself. Make sure you deserve it yourself. Find good schools. Make sure your interest properly aligns with whoever you want to work with. And it should be legit. It should be legit. You're a pharmacy student. You want to come and study something in the US. Find the topic. Start working on it. They are very interested because what you are going to do is research. So you should be able to present what you have done to be able to get to them to talk to you. You want to do pharmacology. What have you done? What problem in Ghana do you seek to solve with the idea? Present those ideas to them. Present those things to them like you're presenting for job. Present those things to them. If you don't have them, there's nothing to present in the first place. But if you're able to get yourself in a space where you have enough credentials, you will definitely get yourself funding. It is difficult right now. Truth is, it's difficult to get funding right now as I speak because of the situations. But obviously, things change every now and then. In America, things change every now and then. So prepare yourself, put together good documentation. I mean, don't give up. I mean, I didn't give up. I think when I got here, there was a time that I had the chance to speak with him. Like we are speaking. Oh, in fact, I invited him up to my apartment to eat jollof, and he came, and we had a very close conversation. I wanted to know exactly the reason why he was interested in me, and I think one of the things he mentioned was the fact that I'm persistent. So, yes, yes, he mentioned that he liked the fact that I'm very persistent. Like I mail him today, he doesn't see. I'll mail not the same content, but something to kind of remind him. I've mailed him. I'll wait. If he gives me a time, I'm there. Like if he gives me, and I think I'm time conscious too. So if he gives me time, 3, I'm there. 3. By the time he opens, I'm sitting there and waiting for him. So those little things were very important. If you get the opportunity to speak to a professor on Zoom, don't slack. Don't slack. That's your destiny. Don't slack. It's difficult to get them to talk to you. So before they come and talk to you on Zoom, it's like there's something about you they want to know.
There's a good chance.
That's not where you go and impress them. Yes, you're not there to go and tell them before I can say to impress them. You're there to present your heart. Pour your heart out. Tell them your research. Tell them what you want to achieve. Tell them the horrible things in something horrible in your area that you think you can fix with the opportunity. These are the things they want to hear. In my opinion, if they get the opportunity to speak, these are the things you want to hear. What is the challenge? What do you want to fix? Why is it going to be important in Ghana if you fix that problem? Right? I think that those things, if you master them and use, especially with, first of all, sending mails, cold mails and all that, like if you master how to send proper mails to people, to professors, and how to engage them properly, and I think that you would, no matter what program you are reading, sciences, engineering, English, no matter the situation, if you know how to put together yourself, prepare yourself properly, I believe you should be able to get funding. Yes. And God, pray as a Christian. You should pray. If you're a Muslim, Pray to your God, whatever you believe in. Pray.
Where can people follow you?
Okay, so social media they mentioned I'm not very active, but I have Twitter handles.
Mm.
I think LinkedIn. I don't remember my LinkedIn handle, but should I mention them? I don't know.
Yeah, you can mention. I can also leave the link in the description.
Yeah, I think I can probably send them to you, then you leave the links to them. So
Okay.
I think normally Twitter and I think LinkedIn. These are the two areas that I'm normally very
But you're
active.
on Instagram too, right?
Yeah, but
Oh,
I
you're
don't,
not active.
it's, yeah. But I mean, if you want to follow me there, it's just that you probably not see anything. I don't, yes,
Yeah. You
yeah.
yourself, you just appear like too serious like that, Charlie. Hey, people are
Oh,
serious
not
in this
really.
world. People don't have time for TikTok and all these things, Charlie.
Oh,
Easy.
it's not really like that. It's like I feel like I know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I and I also see it this way that somebody believes in you and gives you the opportunity.
Mm,
Anytime I walk into my classroom right now, I see myself as an opportunity for not just me, but other African students
yeah, that's true.
who may may be looking for the same opportunity.
Mm,
If I do not do my things right now, and I fail myself, I'm failing generations of people who will not get the same opportunity as me,
mm, yeah,
right?
that's true.
Because then they will feel that I gave this black person an opportunity and he failed. I
Mm,
can't trust him again.
yeah.
So I think that I don't owe just myself the opportunity or
Mm,
the right to be successful,
yeah.
but I feel I owe generations, you know,
Yeah.
the ability to also explore the world without having a notion of he cannot do it or we
Mm,
can't do it,
yeah.
right?
That is true.
So
Yeah.
it kind of shapes my decisions, my lifestyle, my behavior
Mm,
in the school and in general.
yeah.
But I think one thing I want to echo out very loudly to people looking to travel is that, or looking to go into master's, PhD, is that it's nice, it's good,
Mm,
it's beautiful to be called Boga, as
yeah.
the Ghanaian accent, as they call it. But that's not all there is to it.
Mm, yeah.
There is a lot that sometimes we don't share because we don't want you to see the
Yeah.
horrible things.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not coming to post or wash my dirty towels for you to see,
Exactly.
but
Exactly. Yeah.
there are lots that goes into it. The
Yeah.
whole
There's more.
process,
Yeah.
from, exactly from applying, even when you're in Ghana, to getting visa, to traveling, to coming to the States, to living here
Yeah.
is
It's not
is a
easy.
whole lot.
Yeah, but this has been very insightful. You know, one of the things that I took from this thing, the things he said was having passion for something, and
Yeah,
it's like the universe rewards passion, right? Because for you,
yeah,
you had your bachelor's degree in medical imaging, and you were like, oh no, that's not what I want to do. I want to do biomedical engineering, and you went back to
yeah,
school, and that
yeah,
opened the door for you to be in the US,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
sometimes
Basically,
this is all it takes, right? So yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Thanks very much. I really
yeah,
appreciate this, and
yeah,
I'm very sure Joseph and other people who are interested in engineering stuff, like science stuff, I think they will appreciate this as well. So thanks, and good
yeah,
luck to
yeah,
you. Hopefully, we get to talk again.
yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you too for the opportunity.
yeah, sure.
I enjoyed the conversation. I hope it was helpful to other people. I mean,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah,
thank you very much for
yeah,
the opportunity to
mm,
share my story.
yeah.